Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is pulling back due to this short-term bearish divergence, while Ethereum just confirmed a new bearish divergence, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and over the last one day, we have finally seen a new weekly candle close, and the latest weekly candle close was the highest weekly candle close in the price of Bitcoin that we've seen since May 2022. And in fact, this latest weekly candle close officially closed above this significant range of resistance, which I have here in between around 28,000 to 29.5K. So technically speaking, with this latest weekly candle close, this is one bullish confirmation signal for the breakout above this area of resistance here on the weekly Bitcoin chart. And now, obviously, right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is now retesting this previous area of resistance. And if we simply see the price of Bitcoin find support at this previous area of resistance, then obviously that would be another bullish confirmation signal, essentially confirming this breakout. So obviously right now it is important to keep an eye on this price area that I just mentioned. And if you're looking at the daily time frame, we can see clearly that the price of Bitcoin is currently retesting this previous area of resistance, which is once again sitting in between around 28,000 to 29.5K. And now if we end up seeing a confirmed break back below 28,000, that would be one signal here on the daily time frame pointing towards a possible trend reversal from obviously a bullish trend into more of a bearish trend. But at least as of right now, at the time of recording this video, the larger trend at play here on the daily time frame is still currently a bullish trend, because we're still seeing things like higher lows and higher highs. But moving forward here in the shorter term, with the price testing this important price area, obviously this is a pivotal moment in the trend. This could change the trend if this area breaks. And in that case, if we do end up seeing a confirmed break back below around 28,000, then the next significant support here on the daily time frame is sitting in this price area in between around 24K to 25K approximately. And obviously, if you've watched any of my recent videos here on the channel, then you would know that we were due to see a short-term cool off either way from the bullish trend, because here on the daily time frame, the daily Bitcoin RSI was on the edge of overbought territories, telling us we're due to see a short-term cool-off, which means either sideways price action or a pullback in the price of Bitcoin. Because if you're looking at the last couple of times where we saw the daily Bitcoin RSI enter into overbought territories, this essentially paused the bullish trend. Once again, either sideways price action or a pullback in the price of Bitcoin. But obviously, this alone does not actually cancel the larger trend at play. So like I said earlier, as of right now, the larger trend is still technically bullish. It's just right now we are essentially seeing a pause from that bullish trend. And we can see this clearly in the shorter term, because once again, as I've been saying ever since this high right up here, we do have an active bearish divergence here on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, which means do not expect any significant bullish momentum in the imminent short term. And instead, we're likely going to see either sideways price action or a pullback in the price of Bitcoin, which is obviously playing out as expected. And right now, if you're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, this is currently getting close to oversold territories, which means if the price continues further down a little more, basically the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI could enter into oversold territories, telling us we've gone too far to the downside too quickly, and we need some time to cool off from the bearish price action, which could either mean some sideways price action or a bit of a bounce to the upsides. And obviously, if the price continues further to the downside, we could hit this area of support, which was previous resistance and should now be acting as new support, which is sitting in between around 28.6K to around 29K. So once again, that should be acting as support, that price area right there. And if the price of Bitcoin does go to that price area, obviously that could result in the RSI on the 4-hour 4-hour time frame entering into oversold territories, which could line up good for some sort of bounce in the shorter term. But once again, as I've been saying over the last few days, at least for now, just on the 4-hour time frame, this bearish divergence is still currently active, which means we should not be expecting any significant bullish momentum in the imminent short term, despite the fact that the larger trend is still currently bullish. And now, if you're taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here on the weekly time frame, right now the Bitcoin dominance is continuing further with this rejection from obviously this area of resistance, which is sitting in between 47.5% to 48.5%. And once again, just over the last one day, we have confirmed another weekly candle close, which for the Bitcoin dominance was in the red, which is further confirming this rejection from resistance, which is technically speaking a strong signal pointing towards an altcoin season, because when the Bitcoin dominance goes to the downside, that means Bitcoin loses market share against the rest of the crypto market, which means the altcoins gain market share. So essentially the altcoins on average are outperforming Bitcoin. Now, it is important to mention that doesn't necessarily mean altcoins or Bitcoin going up against the US dollar, because it essentially means altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. So altcoins doing better than what Bitcoin is doing. And once again, right now we are potentially just entering into an altcoin season based on the Bitcoin dominance, confirming a rejection from resistance. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is on the weekly ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, as you can see here, we have confirmed a weekly candle close above this significant range of resistance, which is sitting in between around 1980 to 2040. So obviously here on the weekly time frame, this is one bullish confirmation signal confirming the breakout above this resistance, confirming the breakout above this previous high, which is obviously bullish on the larger time frames. And in order to invalidate this breakout on the weekly time frame, we would need to see a new weekly candle close back below around 1980, which obviously as of right now has not yet happened. And now if you're zooming into the daily time frame, right now the price of ETH is obviously still currently trending in the bullish direction here on the daily chart, because we're still seeing higher lows and higher highs, and the price is still currently trading above this important area of resistance, which should now be acting as new support. But in a more bearish scenario, let's just say if the price does confirm a break back below around 1980, then in that case, the next significant area of support is sitting at approximately 1770 to 1820. And below that level, we have more support in between around 1650 to 1.7k. And obviously, as I've said in recent videos here on the channel, even though we're currently in a bullish trend, we were due to see a short-term cool-off or pause from the larger bullish trend, because if you're looking at the daily Ethereum RSI, this has recently entered into overbought territories, telling us we're due to see a cool-off from the trend. And we can also see signals like that in the shorter term, like this 4-hour time frame. Just recently, the price of ETH has confirmed a bearish divergence, because obviously we can see slightly higher highs in the candle closes in the price action, while the RSI has currently formed lower highs. So once again, as I've been saying for Bitcoin over the last few days, with Bitcoin's short-term bearish divergence, this simply means we are due to see reduced bullish momentum. So I would not currently be expecting any significant bullish momentum in the imminent short term, and instead we're likely going to see either some choppy sideways price action or a pullback in the shorter term. Now, once again, that doesn't necessarily invalidate the larger trend at play, because even in a bullish trend, we can have pullbacks and bearish price action throughout a bullish trend. But just for now, in the imminent short term, once again, I would not be expecting any significant bullish momentum. And as for important areas of support in the shorter term, we have this ascending line of support sitting very close to this previous area of resistance, which should now be acting as new support. And this is sitting in between around 1920 to 1950 approximately. Now, it is important to mention, just because we have support right there, that does not guarantee the price is going to go to that area. But what it does mean is if we do continue to see a short-term pullback, kind of like what Bitcoin is experiencing at the time of recording this video, then in that case, we should expect a decent amount of support around that that price area, meaning the downside price action should either pause or we should see a bounce if we reach those prices. But in a more bearish scenario, let's just say if the price breaks through that area, then in that case, the next important support to the downside is sitting at around 1830 to 1850. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is either bullish or bearish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.